It was a rainy Tuesday morning in London, the kind where umbrellas flip inside out and coffee shops are packed with people seeking warmth. Oliver sat at the corner table of Brew & Co., staring at his laptop screen. His flat was only a few streets away, but the tiny cafe had become his second home over the last 6 months. At 27, Oliver felt like he was behind in life. Most of his university friends had stable jobs, some had bought their first houses, and a few were getting married. Meanwhile, he had just quit his marketing job at a big London firm. On paper, it sounded insane, giving up a good salary and benefits, but Oliver felt empty. He had always loved writing, storytelling, and creating small videos for fun, but he never believed it could be a career. Still, the 9-to-5 grind had drained him enough to take the leap. But reality was hitting hard. His savings were running out, and the freelance work he was getting barely paid for rent and oat lattes. That morning, Oliver opened his email and saw yet another rejection from a publisher he had sent his short stories to. "Thank you for your submission. Unfortunately, this is not a fit for us at this time." He sighed and slammed the laptop shut. "Another rejection?" a voice said. Oliver looked up. Emma, one of the baristas, smiled sympathetically while wiping down the next table. "Yeah," Oliver muttered, beginning to think I should just crawl back to corporate life. Emma leaned on the chair opposite him. "You know, my brother's a musician. Took him 3 years before anyone noticed his songs. Now he's got to deal with a label. Don't quit just because it's hard." Oliver forced a smile, but her words stuck. That night, as the rain tapped against his window, he made a decision. He would give himself 1 year. 1 year to go all in. No excuses. Oliver turned his flat into a mini creative studio. He woke up at 6 a.m. daily, wrote for 2 hours, filmed short videos for social media, and spent afternoons pitching his stories to magazines, websites, and publishers. He started sharing his journey online, his struggles, behind-the-scenes writing process, even his failures. At first, barely anyone watched. A few likes here, a handful of followers there. But Oliver kept going. He wrote better stories. His videos became funnier and more polished. Slowly, people started noticing. 6 months in, he got his first big break. A small magazine in New York wanted to publish one of his short stories. They were only paying £50, but to Oliver, it felt like $1 million. He celebrated with Emma and the cafe staff. "It's just the beginning," she said with a grin. Just as things were looking up, Oliver's landlord announced a rent increase. Panic set in. He considered quitting again, even applied for a few office jobs. But that night, he got a message from a well-known UK YouTuber who had seen his videos and wanted to collaborate. The collaboration blew up. Suddenly, Oliver's social media following exploded. More brands reached out, asking him to create sponsored content. For the first time, he could pay rent and still have savings. A year later, Oliver walked into Brew & Co. again, but this time not as a struggling dreamer. He had just signed a deal with a London publisher to release his debut novel. Emma greeted him with a wide smile. "So," she asked. Oliver handed her a printed copy of the contract. "I did it," he said, almost in disbelief. She hugged him. "See? All you needed was to keep going." Oliver sat at his usual corner table, opened his laptop, and started typing again. Because this was only the beginning. Life rarely goes the way we expect. The hardest part of chasing a dream is staying in the game when no one is watching. Oliver's story reminds us that success isn't overnight. It's built on early mornings, late nights, and hundreds of quiet moments when you feel like giving up. But if you keep going, just one more day, one more try, you might just find yourself exactly where you always wanted to be.